Let's see. Let me go to. All right. So, have you ever? I mean, you've been in this line of work for a long time, Wooly. Have you ever seen a game that everybody wants you to play, and everybody's really excited for you to play it, and then you play it, and you're like, yeah,
Couple of times. It's happened a
yeah, it
couple of
happened.
times. It's a lot of people are get pretty disappointed when you're not
And
into the thing that they pegged that you for sure are gonna love.
and then you're sitting there, and you're like, I'm gonna give this a fair chance, even if I
Yup.
hate every single second of this. I
Yep.
need to see what's here. So I bought Pizza Tower
Oh
and I streamed Pizza
no.
Tower.
Oh no. Oh man,
So
there's so much excitement about Pizza Tower.
there's so much excitement about Pizza Tower.
Uh-oh.
And Pizza Tower's wild because it's one of those things where I'm looking at it and I'm like, what is this? This is like a throwback to something, but I don't know what the throwback is. And so I go, what is the throwback? And then people in the chat start saying, well, it's a throwback to these cartoons from the 90s. And I go, I have never seen one of those cartoons.
Yeah,
And then they say, well, it's a throwback to Wario Land. And I go, I have never played a Wario Land game.
the tackle running is very, very Wario Land, as well as running through the pipes in the green world.
Right.
The animation style is definitely got a little bit of Rocco's Modern Life to it.
Yeah, I have seen Rocco. I have.
Yeah, it's got some of that.
So,
It's got like some of the
so I'm
crazier
sitting
John
there.
K stuff, ripping friends and
I'm sitting there. I'm like, well, I don't have any of the background, so I'm gonna have to just go on it raw, like raw first impression. My first impression was, this is the first game I have ever played on a computer in which it was so bright
Mhm,
in color. I
mhm.
had to do most of that stream with my sunglasses on
There like
because
nothing is shaded. Everything is flat color bright to the extremes, which is also an art style. I mean, if you think about how like Commander Keen used to look back in the day, right?
yeah.
It's also like that style of sprite.
Like,
Um,
I get what they're going for and they're nailing it, but it is unironically eye searing. Um
yeah, MS Paint bucket.
and and then I start to play it and I'm like, okay, this is from the Sonic school of gotta go fast. Jumps and rolls and wall runs are gonna be perfectly timed to get the good, the good feeling.
Hmm.
And I start to run into problems because the game that it wants to be is not the game that I want to play. So I'm like consistently slowing down to pick up all the items instead of screaming past everything to try and get a top time. I'm like hugging all of the walls to try and find where the secret rooms are, like you would in a Sonic or like a Donkey Kong game. And more than anything, by far more than anything, that game is the kind of game that has like a run button, like it has
Hmm.
a button that turns you in a run state, and that run state has a lot of speed. It makes you mostly invincible, but it also has a huge amount of inertia and momentum.
Okay.
Right, so it's like you hit the button, you start running, and if you hit like the other direction, your character will like slow down, turn, and then speed up in the other direction, that kind of thing. And it feels really heavy, and I hate that. Like
Mm,
it is one of those
interesting.
games. Like it is one of the best examples of something that I describe where I pick up a game and I move 5 feet and jump once, and I that's going to decide whether or not I like it or not.
Can
And
you
in this case, I'm like, oh, it feels so heavy.
can you blast through the levels like just as quickly as possible and then immediately replay it to collect?
Yes,
Okay.
and collecting items is only for score. And it does do something really cool, which is when you get to the end of the level, it wants you to run the level backwards as fast as you possibly can because a big pizza monster is going to eat you.
Okay.
But on your second playthrough of the level, you can run it so fast that when you get back to the entrance, there's a teleport which brings you back to the end of the level for a second lap to do it again.
Whoa.
So that like to get extra points. So it's like, are you confident enough to not only sprint this level, but sprint it twice within the timer? Um, so that's really cool, and like all the mechanics to it and all the way that it works, I'm like, that's really cool. I bet you could get really good at this, and you could just do really well and get great times and feel great. And the art style and the boss design and the crazy good music.
Mm,
Like you remember how you felt playing Meat Boy, and you're like, I could play this fucking level forever because the Meat Boy soundtrack is so good.
nice.
Definitely that is happening. Like the soundtrack is incredible, but I hate touching the game.
Interesting.
Every act of movement and control was me going like, nah, like
Just
just not for me.
every like shot of like a stretch of wall being destroyed into a like little like shine spark corner, and then you go up a wall and then down a thing looks fucking awesome to me. Like that looks proper, like, you know, Sonic momentum, and then you kill a couple things and then you blast off again. That looks pretty dope.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
I play Sonic games like a weirdo. I actually play through Sonic games, and I like Sonic 3's platforming. I like the way Sonic feels when you move him, and you like when you jump on a when you fall off something high and then you jump off of like you pop like a box and then it launches you to fucking space.
mhm.
Like that's what I like. That like if I had to pick one thing about the way I like Sonic's controls, it would be that. Um but yeah, no, it's like I feel bummed out because like everybody excited and in love for Pizza Tower, and I'm just like,
It happens.
ah, I love
I mean,
everything about this game except the way it looks and the way it plays.
well, so I was gonna say like the aesthetic of it definitely like you have to you well, you don't have to have a connection to that, but it is reminiscent of a lot of that like old shit we mentioned, and it's pretty cool if you do uh, uh recognize that. Like I feel like there's an exact cartoon that probably comes super like close to what this looks like that I can't think
Hmm.
of, you know? But the eyeballs bulging, the madness of the animation, the weirdness of the different ingredients. Um, cow and chicken. Cow and chicken is really close in terms of character design, not in terms of and then you take that but you combine it with MS Paint flat filled
Hmm.
Commander Keen ass lighting and sprite work. um yeah, let's go with cow and chicken on that.
And
It's
if
it
and I had like the incredibly wild feeling of like, all right, I gave it my shot. I am absolutely done with Pizza Tower. And then you close the Steam window, right? And you exit out and you're like, and I only played it for an hour and 34 minutes.
mm,
So back it goes.
interesting.
I hope everybody enjoyed the stream and thought about maybe buying Pizza Tower if they liked what they saw, but I am definitely not going to keep it because I am never going to play Pizza Tower ever again. Ever.
Wow. Wow.
Like that is
The
that is
full
not for
refund.
me.
Okay. Okay.
I think the funniest version of that is a million years ago when Matt and I bought and played Umbrella Corps, Resident Evil Umbrella Corps, the shittiest Resident Evil game that existed, to do like a video for it, and we're like we had a stopwatch like going
To see
to
if it's
make
gonna hit the
sure we
two
didn't
hours.
go over 2 hours
Jesus. Yeah.
because
Um
because fuck that.
what I am surprised by is how when I heard about this game slash saw like fan art of it and stuff, it was being compared with Celeste, and this
Yeah,
is
okay, I can see that. Celeste has a lot of collectible stuff, but Celeste's physics feel good to me. I really like the way Celeste feels.
mm,
This, like Celeste, you stop on a dime, right? Like Celeste is like you have hyper control and a double jump,
but you're also not
whereas
like you're not really doing combat, you know.
no, and whereas in Pizza Wario Land Tower, like you are supposed to be hitting that sprint and just never ever slowing down for any reason. And I'm like, I don't like that. I like to slowly explore the level and get the items in my 2D platformer.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
know.
I mean,
I'm sad about Pizza Tower. You may love Pizza Tower.
it
Who
looks like
knows?
it looks like a game I'd like. It looks like a game I'd really enjoy. I'm also getting vibes of um, um, Drill Dozer from it as well. Like there's shit
Yeah,
like
I can
that
see that.
I'm super into. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I do feel like what you're describing kind of reminds me of like the parts of how like Hi-Fi Rush progression bugged me. You know, like
Hmm.
it's like just little things that like you're like I wish it didn't. You know, but anyways, yeah, I'll have to see what's up with it.
I will say that, like, out of everything, the music is like it's incredible. It has a fucking incredible soundtrack.
Nice.